And what I want to give you is a set of principles, not rules. So nothing of what I will say, you have to think of it as a law or a rule to follow. It's all a principle that you can use it if it works. You can modify it if you want, because to me, healing is an art form, and if it's an art form, well, then I'm not really the person to follow. You have to follow your own heart, your own art, right? And the principles that I will give you, they are awesome. They work, but they are just that, just a set of principles. So you can feel free to make it your own and adapt it to who you are and what you want to do with it. First thing that we'll learn, and that will happen this morning, we'll learn to talk to the subconscious mind through two means: kinesiology, aka the muscle response, very very simple, and through hypnosis. But I wrote it's not what you think it is, because we're used to hearing about hypnosis and thinking about a show, and people talking like dogs and dancing with brooms or whatever. This is not about that. This is just about slowing the brain down enough so that we can make changes to our subconscious mind. The second point is to free or to liberate negative emotions. Now, when I say negative emotions, I don't mean that there are emotions that are negative, um, because all emotions are just emotions. They're not good or bad. They can be good or they can be bad, but we are the ones who will decide that. So as long as I have an emotion that will serve my purpose, my evolution, then it's a good emotion, even if it's anger, right, or sadness. Those emotions, they get a bad a bad rap, but in reality, it's mostly because they become toxic because the way that we use them. But if we learn to use them the right way, then they're not bad emotions. They're just an emotion that we're using for a certain goal. Um, and we'll free those toxic emotions through three different ways. The first one is the mechanical expression, and we'll learn that our body, all it wants to do is to express, and everything that the body does is an expression. So the way I sit, if I sit like this, I'm expressing something. If I sit like this, I'm expressing something. Everything that I do or don't do, it's really just an expression. So the body is all about expression, but it has to be through a mechanical expression, meaning I have to move. Even if I just talk, when I talk, I move. My tongue, my muscles. The second thing is energy psychology. We'll learn to free those toxic emotions through energy psychology, which it's basically a little bit like thought field therapy or tapas therapy or tapping. All that is part of the energy psychology. And then the last is through sweeping the meridian, one in particular, which you all know that, how to pass a magnet through a meridian to help the emotion get released. Third point, reprogram the emotional body, turn on and off emotional programs. That will be basically through mapping the mind. How I perceive things will be structuring my mind in time and space, which means that if I have an emotion subconsciously, it might be here, or it might be here, or it might be there, and it might be big, or it might be small. So it occupies a time and space in our minds, right? So as we change the map in our minds, we change the actual emotion or the actual thing, because for the mind, a thought is real. So if we change a map, we change the structure of the brain. Heal the body with magnets through the Biomagnetic Code. Heal the family tree, transgenerational biomagnetic code, and then activation of genetic resources. epigenetic biomagnetic code. These last 3 points are basically the same as through the biomagnetic code, but the approach is a bit different. But it's basically the same thing. It's through magnets. We just find a code to either turn off a response or turn on a response. All right. So who is this for? Well, this is for anybody that likes the approach of holistic medicine, and it can be just for a mom that wants to help their kids, or for themselves if we want to help ourselves to structure the emotions better, so that we have a better life. This is also for whoever is a holistic practitioner, and they want to include this in as part of what they offer, like you, Gina, and like you too, right?